Good evening. This is Evening Sky. I'm your host, Sky. I don't usually talk about them, and it's not like it's a running thing with me. This is probably my first time ever discussing them at length, but we have to talk about the Epstein files because there are tens of thousands of documents that are just missing, just came up missing, just nobody knows. They could be in somebody's trunk or somebody's car. They could be in somebody's stove in their apartment. They could be in, they could be in somebody's attic. Nobody knows. It's a weird situation, and the war in Iran is complete. It's like it is monstrous for media. It is monstrous. It is the only thing. Is the all-consuming idea this whole week. That's all the journalists are talking about. That's all the news media, everybody is saying. Oh, the war with Israel and the United States and Iran. Well, the war in Israel and the United States and Iran, they just keep it on post over and over and over. They know what they're doing. They're trying to get more clicks and taps, more views, more listens. And I respect that. That's good. Get the money. Do what you got to do. But I just am getting very tired of it because well, actually, I'm not getting tired of it. I can never get tired of the justice. I'm not getting tired of that. I'm getting tired of people spinning it and saying, "Well, we shouldn't have done anything. It was a preemptive strike. They weren't gonna hit us at any time. They already hit us. They already hit Beirut. They already hit Salman Rushdie. They already hit USS Cole. They already hit the worst first World Trade Center. They already hit 9/11. These are Iran is/was the haven, was the hornet's nest of terrorist activity. And not just terrorism, but just the ideology behind it, Islamic totalitarianism or Islamism. That's what is so prevalent. But, getting back to the Epstein files, I mean, I'm trying to care. I'm trying to care because if Trump doesn't care, if he's showing that he's not shaking in his boots and afraid and cowering and looking under the table for a place to hide, I'm not really worried about it because he's not worried about it. If he starts worrying about it, then I'll start covering it more. But he's like, okay, Epstein's file, so what? Who cares? I ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't. So I went to the island allegedly. So I had pictures with him a few times. So I took part in having discussions with Jeffrey Epstein. Trump would describe him as a miserable human being, and that's pretty low. If you got Trump calling you terrible, then that's pretty low. Okay, we got Detective J.C. Shiloh. I like your tie. Thank you, Detective. We almost look alike because I have a detective kind of vibe going on. NYC Kaya Harmon. Hi. Let's have a party. That's right. Salute to Rick James. We're already having a party right now. We're up to 14 people, 10 people. Yesterday was crazy. I just do topics sometimes. It was by whiz. It wasn't a fun topic at all. It was very serious, very sad, very depressing. But I felt compelled to do it because it was something that was on my mind and I wanted to do it. So, but today is when I get my comeback. Hopefully, I can get to the 1,000 viewpoint. Excuse me. And let's have it's a little bit lighter tonight. It's a little bit lighter. The Epstein files don't seem to are serious, but the story behind them is kind of funny. That's why SNL can make jokes and Daily Show can make jokes and late night TV hosts can make jokes. But I'm not making any jokes. I shed a tear watching yesterday's stream on the rebroadcast. Fact. Well, I appreciate. I think that's my journalistic skills on this microphone and this camera. So I appreciate that, Rick James. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, we're down to 5 people now with 1 like. I'm not. You know what it is, Rick James. I would be happier if it was 5 people and 5 likes. Let's get those likes up. Click on that like button. Smash the like button. Yes, thank you, Rick James. Not mad. Yeah. So yeah, the Epstein files, they don't. It's like, oh well, the Epstein files say this. There's millions of files. There's jet logs. There's there's all kinds of different pieces of information that could be gleaned from these files. So it's just very weird. I mean, I wrote in a post on vocal.media. Go to Skylar Saunders, SkylerSaunders, on vocal.media. I wrote that this is his Watergate, or this could be his Watergate. This could be his Watergate. This could be his real downfall. But I don't think that's going to happen. This isn't as damning as it was for Nixon. That was completely damning. Those Watergate, it was before. Well, there was. I'm trying to remember if it was Nixon or LBJ or Nixon. I think it was Nixon who also had the Pentagon Papers published by the Washington Post. Those kind of done. They did him in for a while before Watergate, and he resigned. Trump is not going to resign. Do not get that twisted. Do not get that tangled. Do not get that messed up. Trump will not resign. He will die on that hill with his with his hands on the rocks, crawling before he signs over the presidency. That's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So 3 people, 3 likes. Okay, we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere. I'm not mad. Smash that like button. I wish I was in the files. No, you probably don't wish you were in the files, sir. But I mean, it's just weird. This is the strange thing. Bill Clinton testifying. Hello, he's a liar. I mean, they're all liars, but he's especially a liar. He's like, we have proof and definite, reaction that he's a liar. I never had sex with that woman. I never had sexual relations with that woman. I was like 10 to 11 years old when that happened. And I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Sexual relations? I kind of had undie sex with HBO. They had real sex stories. They had pimps up, hoes down, or hookers on the street, or something it was called. I can't remember. America Undercover. I mean, I knew what sex was, but when he said sexual relations, I was like, what the hell is sexual relations? If anybody you meant to say more proof, yeah, he got a BJ. Yeah, I didn't get Cinemax. I got HBO. Cinemax was that blurry. You could kind of see what was going on a little bit, and then it got sometimes it got straight. Sometimes you get a free pass. I remember that. But you like, is that an elbow? What the hell is that? What is that? Her flipping on her back? What is she doing? Like that's what you were saying when you were like 11 years old. Well, what I was saying when I was watching different cable TV shows, and that's when cable was cable. That's when cable was cable. When right before the streamers came in, cable got switched over, but it's totally different now. I raised my kids on Cinemax and Pan, okay, PBS, okay. So you didn't raise them on Cinemax because there were not Christian, but there were children programming on HBO. I remember I used to watch The Myths in the morning, Perseus and Hercules and Prometheus and all those guys. I used to watch all that early in the morning before I went to school. They had they were like, Cindy's mommy. Cindy has 2 mommies or something like that. I remember it was something on HBO they had about that, about lesbian and gay couples and stuff like that. It was for kids though. It was for kids, But anyway, the Epstein files. I mean, goddamn, this is why this is my first time talking about it. Because I don't care. And I don't think they're going to make a bit of a difference. I don't think so. I could be wrong. You could say, Sky, you were wrong, man. Them Epstein files, they blew up Trump's whole campaign. They blew up his whole presidency. I don't think that's going to happen. I can't see that happening. And with that tens of thousands of files missing, what could be in those files? What could be in those files? What could be there? I'm still trying to figure that out. Tens of thousands of files. Not like, we had 2 or 3, 4 or 5, The whole shebang-a-bang, yeah. Everyone is in the files. Mick Jagger, Michael Jackson, Nick Cannon, Oprah, Whoopi. Yeah. So what does it mean, though? So you're in the files. What the hell does that mean? It just means that you were, maybe you pictured with him. Maybe you were having a rum and coke, watching TV. I mean, what the hell? You were in the files. Big whoop. I don't understand what the big no pun intended. But no, what's the big deal? I don't understand what the case is. I don't understand it. So I mean, you may have to break that down to me like I'm a 5-year old Barney style. But it's too goofy. It's too weird. It's way too weird. It's way too goofy. Way too unbelievable. I think the file is almost a sign of your class and power as a celebrity. You in the lip files, you hit the big time in the USA fact. I mean, I don't know what you had to do to get in those files. I don't know what you saw to get in those files. But, that may be true. What was this, back in the mid-90s? This is like 30 years ago. It's like the mid-90s, early 2000s, or maybe to the mid 2000s, early 2000s to the mid 2000s, something like that. It just doesn't hit. It doesn't hit for me. I don't see the Epstein files as hitting and doing what people are expecting them to do. They're expecting to be the Watergate for Trump. I don't see that happening. I just don't see it. Watergate was a watershed event. No pun intended, maybe. But it was a huge, humongous scandal. That's why every scandal after it has been called Gate. There's Trump Gate. There's Monica Gate. There's Iraq Gate. There's Iran Gate. All kinds of gates because of Watergate. Every scandal that's ever happened after that has been called something Gate. Based on everything I've read, the island makes Diddy parties look like a baby shower. Your choice of wording seems very interesting because there's baby oil, and people call baby oil also ejaculate, and baby showers or when you ejaculate on someone. Pause. I know that was kind of rough, but Bill Gates. What about Bill Gates? Bill Gates is mixed. He's a mixed bag. He cheated on his wife. He's sorry for the Epstein files. His whole image is tarnished. But I gotta thank him anyway. I gotta thank him for Encarta. Encarta was one of the greatest inventions of all time. That was one of his best ideas. It taught me a lot, made me more knowledgeable about various cultures and the different things through video, audio, text. All that was Encarta. Encarta and the encyclopedia was awesome. It was great. Salute the Wiz. Jeffrey on a different planet. He makes Diddy look like an amateur for sure. I was the man who threw the pie at Bill Gates' face. If you were at that time, I would say you should be locked up or have some kind of, maybe not locked up, but you should be reprimanded severely. You should be, castigated. You should be, what's the word I'm trying to find? Reproached, obviously, maybe not physically, but verbally. You should be excommunicated from various circumstances. I'm still searching for the right word. Barred from different establishments. I'm still looking for the word. What is it called? Barred. Excluded, kept out, precluded, interdicted, inhibited. I'm just trying to find out the words until I find it. I don't know. I can't think of it. But it'll come back to me. I'll say it. Not only did Bill cheat, he gave her a STD. Woo! I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's wild. Gave her STD. Gave his wife Melinda. Melinda has an STD. Oh, this is in the early 2000 teens. Released 2026 U.S. Department of Justice documents from the Jeffrey Epstein investigation include 2013 emails alleging Bill Gates contracted an STI and tried to hide it from Melinda French Gates. In response, Melinda expressed unbelievable sadness over the details, while a spokesperson for Bill Gates called the claims absolutely absurd. So that's all alleged. All of that is alleged. It's all alleged. It's all alleged. Yeah, that's what the files say. That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying about the files. Who says, what are the files? What kind of ideals are within the files? What makes them so trustworthy and so true and so ironclad? And what is it about the file? If it's in the files, it's in the files, sir. Yes, it's in the files. But what does that mean? Does that mean it's the absolute truth? He was trying to sneak STD medication into her drink secretly. Wow. I see. That's definitely alleged. I can't abide by that. I can't abide by that. Ostracized. That's the word. God damn. Took me a little while, but I got it. You should be ostracized if that was you, Rick James. At that time, Bill Gates was a hero. Before he went off and started tricking off with people on Epstein status, he was a hero. He definitely built up a multi-billion-dollar company that made trillions of dollars. If he made hundreds of millions of dollars for the company and made tens of billions of dollars and briefly $100 billion, and now he's worth $100 billion, he made trillions of dollars for Michael Dell and others. People at Sony, people that use the software for Microsoft, couldn't touch him. Then antitrust laws came in and they shut him down. He was sat down. Steve Jobs surged. He said, "All right, they lost, we win," and he took over the market share. And Apple is the company it is today, a multi-trillion-dollar company. That's what it is. All right, Rick James is saying, hold on. What is this? Oh, it's via conversations email. Okay, email exchanges, sir. How much more real does it get? I disagree with you, sir. Epstein was bullying Bill. Trump made them all look like amateurs. Well, I want to see the exact evidence. I've yet to see specific damning evidence against President Trump. And I'm not a President Trump fan. I'm not a Trumpster. I cannot stand him. I think he's a despicable human being. What he did over the weekend was a good thing, but that doesn't make him good. He's still a bad man that does good things sometimes. That's a fact. Very few times, actually. Bill Gates owned Apple. Okay, see, now you got to give me Okay, Wiz, you know my email. Send me exact documents that says Bill Gates owns Apple. Trump the boogeyman. Well, I can't disagree with you on that front. He is pretty much the boogeyman. He's not a good person. He's a despicable, horrible mass of flesh and a buffoon and just awful. He's just god awful. And there is no God. But yeah, so Microsoft owned Apple. Are you saying Microsoft owned Apple, or that's I'm not understand what you're saying, WizKid. What are you saying? Microsoft owns Apple? How's that possible? How does that work? Send me the details. Send me the documents. Send me the documents in my my email. Send me the email. Let me know how Microsoft owns Apple. But anyway, these Epstein files, they just don't click with me. They just don't click. It's keeping people away. A lot of people are away from the Epstein files. It says House Committee subpoenas Attorney General Pam Bondi. So she's been subpoenaed. The Epstein files are partially released collection of millions of documents, images, videos, and emails detailing the activities of American financier and convicted child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, including a social circle of public figures, politicians, and celebrities. The files include documents collected as evidence in the criminal cases against Epstein and his associates, stored as over 300 gigabytes of data. It's not a lot, technically. Alongside other media in the FBI's Sentinel case management system, they include Epstein's contacts book, flight logs of his planes, that's what I was talking about, and court documents. Many other records and files belong to Epstein's estate, which is run by lawyer Darren Endyke and accountant Richard Kahn. So maybe those are the documents that will damn Trump. We won't ever know because they own them. So what's the effing point? I'm trying not to curse on here. It would take years to read them all. Yeah, of course. Microsoft invested in Apple. My mistake. That's right. Okay, no. You said it right, but I'm still not figuring how Microsoft invested in Apple. Are you saying they don't own? You're saying Microsoft doesn't own Apple, but just invested? Okay, it's all right. We all make mistakes. I make more mistakes in like two hours in the beginning of the day than I make that I'll make in the rest of the day. So it's all good, Wiz. At least you're honest. I appreciate that. But yeah, so it's just a cluster F. I don't know what that means, Rick James. Yes, okay, yeah. Wizard's like yes. But yeah, I don't know what the emoji mean. I don't know what they mean. So just to let you know. But got 5 people in here. We get 2 likes. Can we get 2 likes? 5 people put 5 and 5. Let's go. Smash that like button. But yeah, so I just released the Epstein files. They're not going to release all of them, and even if they did release them all, who's going to read? Was it going to go through a computer and they're going to just find different is it AI? AI could probably help. You said they can't read them all, but I'm sure artificial intelligence will probably be able to scan through all the different documents and videos and films and images and all that stuff. I think that would probably do it. I mean, people as of February 2026, 3 people have had criminal investigations launched into them due to their ties to Epstein, with one resulting in criminal charges and the other resulting in arrests thus far. Former Norwegian Prime Minister Thorbjorn Jagland, who has been charged with aggravated corruption, Andrew Mountbatten in Windsor, and British politician Peter Mandelson. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. I have a couple friends that were in the files. Okay. The Clintons were the first to be in the files. I did not know. Send me the documents. I can't confirm that. It's a known fact that the Clintons are swingers. Okay. You got to watch the movie Blink twice on Amazon. Okay. Thank you for that information. Yeah, there it is. 5 people. 5 people, 5 likes. I appreciate it. 6 people. Okay. That works. A lot more views than I had yesterday. That's for damn sure. I had 32 views on the day. Maybe it's gone. Let me check. Let me see. But I had 32 views for what it was. $32 views. I'm looking it up right now. And oh, that's the wrong one. I just cracked 32 views. I don't know where it is now. Let's see where it is now. Yeah, 46. 46. Boys charged in rape of 12-year-old girl after stuffing her. That was my fault. I didn't, I might have to change it right now. I'm changing that title right now. I'm changing that title. I got to change that title. Boys charged in R of 12-year-old girl after stuffing rocks in her mouth. Cops. I think that the rape word really did me in on that. It was terrible. It's terrible. So, and I got 8 views on the short. It's terrible. I'm telling you. Don't follow my lead. But I'll look up Blink Twice. I'll definitely look up Blink Twice. I heard this was trash though. I heard this was trash. I could be wrong, but I heard it was trash. I don't want to be wrong. I heard it was trash though. But anyway, these Epstein files. I mean, they just the Epstein files. You know, oh, we lost 10,000 documents and we don't know where they are. Oh, what the hell? So what happens? What do you do with that? How do you even complete that? How do you even complete that idea, that sentence? What do you have to do? Do you think he's still alive? They showed a lot of documents. Who is this guy? And it makes it look like he has the gray hair and the long face and the features of Jeffrey Epstein. That's AI most likely. I mean, I don't even want to say most likely. I want to say that's definitely AI. He's dead. He's not alive anymore. He's unalived. He's been unalived. This is a very interesting story. It looks like Blink Twice. Very interesting. Earth 2. I gotta watch that too. I gotta watch Earth 2. I gotta watch Blink Twice. There's a few movies I gotta watch. They're on my docket. They're on my docket. They're about to be clean. They're about to be shown. But Jeffrey Epstein files. I mean, come on, people. What? Deliver the Epstein files. Show the Epstein files. Nigga, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Those tens of thousands of files probably say Trump had, this is all alleged, I'm just saying, but he had, sexual relations with 14-year-old girls and boys. Those are the papers that you will never see. You will never see them. Okay? And that's all alleged. I'm not saying that ever happened. I'm just saying that those are the things that are in those missing papers. So what's the point of showing any of the... You have to show... It's all or nothing. I want all the papers. Give me all of the files. Don't just show me a few files here and there. Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Oprah, Whoopi, celebrities and stuff like that. And the financiers and stuff like that. No, there's a planet called Earth 2. Oh, yeah. I did talk about that. I talked about Earth 2. Okay, it's a small little... It's a little bit smaller than the moon or something like that. It's in Earth's orbit or something like that. I do remember that. I thought that was a movie. That sounds like a movie, Earth 2. Thank you for clearing that up, Wiz. I'm stupid. Do you think it's another planet? Well, it's like an it's like a smaller planet. It's kind of like Pluto. It's not a full-on planet, but it's like Earth. But let's not get off topic. Let's keep on talking about Epstein files for the next a minute. I think they're completely bogus. I don't think they're going to do the job that it's going to be. If it is anything, it's going to be after Trump dies, and that's after. We'll figure it out after he's dead, because that's why the Epstein files are coming out slowly now. They're being released. Millions, not just a couple hundred, not 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, millions of files, okay? So that's what that is. All right, this was my open letter to Rachel Dolezal. How you doing, girl? I know you had, issues like a decade ago, but it's all right. You know what? You want to be a sex instructor? Instruct me, okay? You're single, I'm single. We can make this work. Okay? You had you wanted to be a black person. You chose to be black. You have two white parents allegedly. You're claiming that you didn't have two white parents, but there's a picture of you as a Caucasoid, a Caucasian young female. Now it goes down to zero. That's funny. But anyway, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, Rachel Dolezal, and I appreciate you. You had an OnlyFans account. I That's too much for my money. It's too much for my I don't know how the expression goes. I can't think of it right now, but too much for my pockets, I guess is doing. I don't know, but you have a son. You have two sons. You have one son who has autism. We all know that. We knew that. It's been 11 years since the story broke and said that you were a fake person, and you stepped down from your post, ironically, from the NAACP. The NAACP was founded by white people. If you didn't know that. The NAACP was founded by white, just like the historically black colleges and universities. Howard, Morehouse, Spelman, all white originators. Mainly people that were abolitionists against slavery. So it's all right, girl. Hey, you're 48, I'm 38. 10-year difference. That's all it is. That's just seasoned. You're seasoned. You got the seasoning on you. That's all right. We can do something. We can make this work. I'm telling you, we can figure this thing out. I know it's a little bit of an age difference, but we can figure this out. Doesn't have to be a problem. We can say you're black, which is amazing because you're picking a FBA kind of understanding, foundational Black Americans. You have a Nigerian name that I can't pronounce, and I'm not going to say it on here. But when you sell your art, your sculptures and stuff like that, you go by your Nigerian name, which is interesting in itself because that's kind of a black thing to do in itself. But you're very attractive. You're an attractive woman. And you're claiming to be black. You're darker than some black people, quote unquote. My mother was very fair skinned. You're darker than her. You're darker than her. So I mean, you picked a class of people that have bad credit, are chronically late, have high blood pressure, have all kinds of maladies, and you say, you know what? I'm still gonna be black. I'm still collect that. I'm still, take that on. Looked at as criminals, even though white people commit more crimes than black people. And I like the late great rock and power to Dick Gregory. He said, you go to different places around the world. You go to Russia, prisons are packed. How many black people are in Russian jails and prisons? You go to places like Guatemala. You go to places like El Salvador. How many Africans or people of African descent? You go to places like Holland or Switzerland. Maybe the jails and prisons aren't packed, but they're filled with white people only. Mostly, I would say there's probably like 3 black people out of the whole population. But I digress. It's all about you, girl. You just amaze me. There's something special about you. The fact that you had your whole journey, took in the interviews, people saying, what are you? Are you African American? Are you Caucasian? And I know you got tired of that. So there was one interviewer that said, you know what? I'm not even going to ask you that. Out of respect. I could see that. That was true. That was real. That grabbed me, Pause. But if at all you need somebody in your life, I can help you raise those 2 boys. I can do that. Ain't no thing with me. I'm a great cook. I don't cook. It's like I will never drive. I will never drive again. But I can drive. I will cook again. I have cooked before, but it's not. I don't. Only when I'm in it. Only when I'm in the cooking process do I actually enjoy it. When I'm, cutting and seasoning and baking and sautéing and stuff like that, I get enjoyment from that. I like that. It's fun. But like I said, you have the power. You should have enough money by now to sustain yourself, and that's what I respect about you. You're a hustler. You grind. You get that dough. You get the money. You make the money. That's spectacular in my book. So I just wanted to let you know I'm available. I'm available. I live in my parents' house. I'm available. Never been married. No kids. Like I said, I can help you raise those 2 boys. It's nothing to me. I'm a Marine. I can get out of situations. I can traverse different terrain that people won't be able to do. That's what's so important. That I look at you. I'm gonna look at a picture right now. American racial identity activist. You'll be 49 in November, just under 50. Born in Lincoln County, Montana. You have a master's degree from Howard University. You were receiving food stamps in 2017, and that breaks my heart because you have the wherewithal to do all amazing things. Like you want to be an instructor. That's awesome. You should be an instructor. So, I'm on the dole. I'm on government assistance. That's what it is. Can't tell you exact, figures and stuff like that, but it's just what it is. So I admire you. I admire you through the jokes, through all the different sidebar conversation. Oh, she ain't black. She ain't really black. Yeah. She's blacker than a lot of people. Not just talking about the skin color, your skin color, or your hair texture, and your eye color is what? Is that blue? Is that like green? What is that? What color is that? Your eye color is very special. Nikichi Amari Diallo. That's your name. You present yourself as a black woman, despite having been born to white parents. You graduated summa cum laude from Howard University. Like I said before. That's extraordinary. You have a memoir in full color, Finding My Place in a Black and White World. That's extraordinary. The matter, you were charged with felony theft by welfare fraud and second-degree perjury in May 2018. The matter was resolved in a diversion agreement in which you agreed to repay your assistance benefits and perform community service. It's like that, though? Golly. So, SNL jokes, a lot of SNL jokes. you know. But I just that just kind of warms my brain. It just brings me to a point like you chose to be black. You didn't say, "Oh man, I wish I was white," something like that. That would have been a problem for me. Somebody that says, "Do I want to be white?" Like Oprah Winfrey said that before. She said, uh, Barbara Walters. No salute to her. I can't salute her, but when she was alive, she asked Oprah, "Would you want to be white, Oprah?" And Oprah said, "Yes, I would." And like Paul Mooney, I will salute him. Rock and power to him. He said the only thing she didn't say was, "Yeah, as a Miss Barber, yeah, as a I want to be white." But that's just the reality. Black people have been so disenfranchised and brain sullied. Notice I said sullied, not washed, because wash means you're cleaning. Clean means sanitary. Sanitary means sane. Sane, san. I think it's a Latin word. Sane. Yes, Latin. Health. Sanity. Clean. Sanitarium. Things like that. Health. I'm looking it up right now. But that's where it comes from. But I still admire you. I really do. I'm giving you all the props. I'm giving you all the praise right now. I'm not going to trick on you. I'm not simping on you. But I'm just giving you your due diligence, your due praise. You need praise. I'm giving that to you. It's a mad world. Mad world. You look very attractive physically. And I think, with your name, if I pronounce it right, I'm trying again. Nikichi Amare Diallo. I'm just calling you Miss Diallo. Um, you were in. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. I'm looking it up right now. Hold on. Just give me a moment. She is, she was on the dole, but or you were on the dole. Excuse me, not she, but you were on the dole. I'm saying, Rachel Dolezal was on the dole, but not Nikichi. So you've been very diligent about your way. You're being compared to Beyonce with new look and tight leather and African identity. You look good. I'm telling you're working it. You're working it. You're on X. You got 784.9 thousand views. This is what you said. You said this. I know these are just cough drops, but hear me out. Remember when red pill meant waking up to the truth and blue pill meant staying comfortable in illusion? Now red pilled is politically tied to anti-feminism or far-right views, and blue pilled means liberal or naive, when progressives were supposed to be the ones fighting the system in politics. I don't know. It's just weird how a metaphor about reality turned into a cultural war label and flip things like that. Are you red or blue pill, and in what sense? Red pill, blue pill matrix. By the way, is this lace closure serving or what? Yes, it is serving, girl. That's a lace. That's a lace front. That's a lace closure. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. I'm really not mad at you. It's all about the look. It's all about the video. It's all about the image. It's all about the photo. So, I mean, you've really done a great power trip to come to the point where you currently are. So I definitely appreciate that about you. I mean, I'm not a pimp and I'm not a simp. I'm a man and I'm a Marine. So I just look at things totally different than some people do. Cause I'm an objectivist. A lot of people aren't able to do that. She was a public school. You were a public school teacher for the Catalina Foothills Unified School District in Tucson, Arizona. In February 2024, you were fired for violating the district's social media policy by publishing sexually explicit imagery of yourself to OnlyFans. You have presented content for OnlyFans and Cameo, where website users can request custom video greetings. Get that money, girl. Nothing wrong with that. Get that money. I'd rather you do that. 6 people watching, 6 people like, not mad, happy. But Rachel Dolezal or Nikichi, Amari Diallo. I mean, that's black. That's Osama. That's Osama. That's Barack Hussein Obama black. That's just black right there. That's your Nigerian name. You present yourself as a black woman. Who does that? You're like the only person that's ever really successfully transitioned. You're transracial. You're like the only person that ever done that. Besides Michael Jackson, maybe. Whatever the heck. I think he was transhuman. But he wasn't a pedophile like Paul Mooney said. He wasn't a pedophile, but he was X-Files. Scully. You know? He went from black to white like crazy. You went from white to black like crazy. That's extraordinary. I don't care. That's cool. That's really cool. So be a sex instructor. Yeah, maybe you can teach me something. I'm a young boy, slanging and banging. If you get my drift, I'm a young boy out here, a young man, 38 as I mentioned, slanging and banging. And I ain't talking about gang life or the drug game. So if you are ever, in need of somebody to hold you or to kick you when you're down, I'm that guy. Pick me up. Choose me. We trying to get chose. I'm trying to get chose out here. You looking choosy? Come Delaware way. Come the way of Delaware. And see what happens to you. You won't regret it. Trust me. I've had one customer. She was very pleased. That's all I'm gonna say. She is extremely pleased. And it wasn't even about her, it was about me. Gave her 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Sessions. That's just how I roll. That's what I do. That's what I do. So I mean, you went from white to black. Like I said, that is amazing. Nobody has ever done that in the history of time before you. You got alleged plagiarism for your paintings and and some of your at least one of your paintings. You make sculptures. But that's the amazing thing. That's what people don't realize. Oh, HBCU, HBCU. HBCUs were made by white people. People don't realize that. They're made by white people. And they have yellow students and brown students and white students and red students. Spelman. What was Spelman named after? Rockefeller was so impressed that he settled the debt on the property. His wife, Laura Spelman Rockefeller, her sister, Lucy Spelman, and their parents, Harvey Buell and Lucy Henry Spelman, also supported the school. The Spelmans were longtime activists in the abolitionist movement. In 1884, the name of the school was changed to the Spelman Seminary in honor of Laura Spelman Rockefeller and her parents. Rockefeller donated the funds for the oldest building on campus, Rockefeller Hall, which was built in 1886. Okay? So that we can get cute. We can get cute and say, oh yeah, well, HBCU, yeah, rock. That's all black. That's real black. That's true. Yeah, not the front, not the front, not the beginning, not the start. All started with white people, with black people. Black people did, organize some of the, different curricula and the academics of it, but it was predominantly made by white people. Even Spike Lee admits it. He puts it in the movie School Days. He put it in the movie School Days. So if all I'm saying is, if ever you're on the East Coast, if ever you're in the tri-state area, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware, in the North Tip or in the South Tip, just do what you got to do. I'm not getting you flued out. That's for sure. I'm not getting you flued out. You can fly yourself out, but just in case, you ever here, swing by my way. Come and swing my way. Come and swing my way. Okay, so I'll say this. You are a very gifted person. You have multiple you have multiple degrees, excuse me. You have you're showing yourself, you're showing your body, your face, everything like that. You have a complete history and a knowledge of yourself. You never really back down. You never said, you know what? Oh, I wish I totally regret saying I was black. No, you're 10 toes down. You're standing on business. You're definitely standing on business. So I do appreciate you. I appreciate what you've done, who you are, what you have accomplished. There's very few recent interviews about you, but there is a story about you, about your makeover. And I mean, look, you look like you dropped a couple pounds. You had a little bit of this action going on underneath your chin. All that looks like it's been, erased. You look good. You look good. And that's just the irony. NAACP's white people. Don't get it confused. Mary White Ovington. Look up Mary White. I'm sure you know. But the people that are listening to this also. Look up Moorfield Story. Look up Lillian Wald. Emil G. Hirsch. And Henry Moskowitz. So the Spingarn Medal for you deserve the Spingarn Medal. Joel Elias Spingarn was a white man. White man. The highest award for NAACP. Spingarn Medal. That's extraordinary. Most of the recipients, if not all of them, as I'm looking at it, are black people. All these people. Black, 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 black. Blackity, blackity, black. And this is an award by a white man. Or in honor of a white man. So it's completely, irrational and hypocritical for people to say, "Oh, she's not black, she's white." Look at Kamala Harris. She won the Spingarn Award last year. She won, and she's not even fully black. She's black and Indian. Oh, but she can. Oh, she's down. She's down. She's part of the black struggle. Oh. Look, you are part of the black struggle. If you chose to be, it's kind of like an immigrant. It's a little bit like an immigrant. It's like if somebody that was born in a different country and chose to be an American citizen. Chose. They made the decision. Out of the hundreds of countries, or tens, scores of countries around the globe, they said, you know what? United States of America, the noblest nation ever devised. Let me live there. Let me plant my flag there. Become a naturalized citizen. Make life great for myself and my family. My values. So I have to say, salute to you. You are a genuine article. I don't care what anybody says. If you want, hit me up, SKYLERSAUNDERS@gmail.com, and we can get to talking. I wouldn't mind it. We can definitely get to talking. So, I salute you again. I respect you. You never back down. You never said, "Oh, gee whiz, shucks, that wasn't a good idea. That probably wasn't a good idea to say I'm a black person. I'm really a Caucasoid." You're blacker than me in a lot of ways. You went to HBCU. I didn't go to HBCU. That's black. But I told you about it before. It's founded by white people. Just like the NAACP, founded by white people. Among other black people, but still. But hey, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the people that watch me say this open letter to you, and I will see you possibly tomorrow at the same time, same place. Thank you very much. Take care.